It may not look like it at first glance, but this is an e-bike. Svelte lines, low weight, and the same aesthetics as a pedal-powered bike. A few years ago, this would be the stuff of dreams. But this bike has a secret. I'm going to take a look at this new Orbea Gain, fitted with Mahle's updated X20 motor system, released today, and run through the specs of the setup to see just how far e-bike technology has come. I'm also going to put it on the scales to see how much this thing weighs, so hang on to see how one of the latest e-bikes compares to an unpowered road bike. But before we do, thanks to Mahle for sponsoring this video, so we can bring you the first look at the updated X20 system. I'm going to start with the headline stats. Here's 3 things you need to know. Number 1, the X20 is Mahle's flagship motor system. This latest model is an update over the outgoing X20. Number 2, Mahle has boosted the torque delivered by the X20 in this Orbea road bike by 18%, from 55 Nm to 65 Nm. Number 3, the peak power produced by the new X20 motor has increased from 250 watts to 275 watts. What does all that mean for the very latest e-road bikes? Well, the climb I'm on right now is about 10%. It's a climb I know pretty well and I've ridden it many times. 10% is a really noticeable gradient, and if it wasn't for the motor, I'd have to be breathing pretty hard right now and pushing on the pedals too. And clearly that isn't the case. As I mentioned earlier, the X20 is Mahle's flagship system in the X series, sitting above the X30 and X35. These other systems will come in at a slightly lower price point, but have a bit less torque and a bit less range, and will be a little bit heavier than the X20. It's a motor designed for premium, lightweight road, gravel and urban bikes that cut a similar silhouette to unassisted bikes. This Orbea Gain has the X20 system fitted, but you wouldn't necessarily notice it at a glance without taking a closer look, thanks to the hub-based design. That's where the motor lives. This down tube also looks pretty standard, but inside is a large 350 watt-hour iX3 battery. Mahle says this provides a range of around 140 kilometers, and you can also add this EX1 range extender to give you an additional 60 kilometers of motor-assisted pedal power. On this Orbea Gain, I can tune how much power is delivered using this controller here or these buttons on the handlebars. At the moment, I've got it in the hardest mode, and I'm only putting out about 100 watts myself to move at about 11 kilometers an hour up this 10% gradient. If you're someone who's new to e-bikes, you can really start to imagine what it feels like to climb at Tour de France speeds. The X20 now delivers up to 275 watts of assistance, so if the climb really ramps up, I've got plenty of power to call upon. Remember though that here in the UK, the motor on any e-bike will stop providing assistance when your speed hits 15.5 miles per hour, or about 25 kilometers per hour. Beyond the increase in power, Mahle says one of the key features of the new X20 is the increase in torque, from 55 Nm up to 65 Nm. Torque plays an important role in how quickly an electric bike can deliver its power, and as a result, the acceleration, as well as its ability to handle a variety of terrain and surfaces. I might be riding on a smooth road, but that extra torque will be really helpful on an e-gravel bike equipped with the X20. Each bike manufacturer that works with Mahle defines specific motor mapping, so every bike brand has its own riding DNA pre-configured from the factory. Riders can later fine-tune within the range defined by each brand via the app. Mahle says the torque sensor is central to the natural pedalling feel. The more torque applied by the rider, the more assistance the system delivers. Now, let's talk about one of the favourite subjects of cyclists, bike weight. The total system, the motor, torque sensor, a small 250 watt-hour battery, and Pulsar 1 bike computer weighs 3.2 kilograms. But what about the weight of this Orbea Gain? Let's get it on the scales. Now, this entire bike, as you see it here, with Ultegra Di2, carbon wheels, the X20 system, and the external X1 range extender, which is neatly stowed here in the second bottle cage, weighs 13.5 kilograms. Now, that's obviously heavier than a regular bike without a motor, but it's a damn sight lighter than e-bikes of even just a few years ago. Plus, these have come a long way in terms of integration and look. It's not just Orbea bikes that use this system. You can find the X20 across heaps of models, from mainstream brands like Van Rysel, Ribble, Rose, Ridley, 3T, Villiers, Bianchi and Mondraker, and smaller boutique brands like Pashley, Origine, Connor and Nordic Bikes. Loads of different bikes use the X20, road, gravel and urban. Who's this for? Well, this Orbea Gain in particular is based on the racy Orca road bike, but has a more relaxed geometry suitable for weekend rides and everyday cycling. It wouldn't look or feel out of place on a regular road group ride. If you're a rider who needs a bit of a boost, maybe you're coming back from an injury, you want to ride with people a bit fitter than you, or you just don't have time to train but still want to get out and enjoy the roads, then this could be the setup you're looking for. What do you think? Would you know this is an e-bike at first glance? Would you ride one? Let us know in the comments down below.